I watched somebody I love chase approval of their boss for months without even liking their boss in the first place. And that gave me the idea for this video. So welcome to or back to my channel, Self Love Lexi. As always, I have notes here, so I'm going to be reading off of them. And I'm so excited. So we like to think that we seek approval from people that we genuinely respect and care about, but that's not true at all. In fact, in my own experience, I've noticed that when I was like a chronic people pleaser, the people that I really needed the validation was the people who I thought didn't like me. Something went off in my brain every time I assumed somebody didn't like me. It's like I needed them to like me. And when I learned evolutionary psychology, I realized why I was like this a little more. So let me explain something to you. So a while ago, a long time ago, we survived in graps. Y'all, I'm tired. We survived in groups, in tribes, and if you're kicked out of the tribe, you would essentially die. And unlike technology, our brains haven't evolved to a point where we realize that we can be alone. So we also still associate that tribe with survival, and our brain is a survival machine. Its pretty much sole purpose is to keep us alive, right? So when we're in scenarios where we assume the other person doesn't like us, our brains go, oh my god, wait, I don't want to die, and we start to kind of change ourselves to be liked by that person. So yeah, we perform for people who don't show us constant validation, like bosses, family members, even a whole group of people. If you don't think that they like you, you could possibly start performing for that person. And the cost is huge because it costs your energy, your time, and your peace. We don't do that over here anymore. Like, I used to perform for people because I needed to feel like liked by others. Now, obviously, sometimes that still comes up, but most of the time, even when I feel that, because trust me, I do, I say to myself, I like myself. I don't need them to like me. I like me. And that's where that intrinsic motivation comes from. And that's the strongest out of them all. So today I'm breaking down 3 things. Why we do it, the psychology underneath it, and how to stop doing it. Y'all, I don't even know how to express how tired I am, but I'm going to continue this video anyways. But just a fair warning, I'm exhausted. If I'm messing up my words, just give me grace. First one, why we perform in the first place. So this almost always starts off as a survival mechanism in childhood. Again, our brains naturally associate with being in a group with survival. We are social creatures. So I'm going to name a few terms here. The conditional positive regard. If you feel like you were only loved as a child during 4 conditional things, like when you did, achieved, looked a certain way, and that's when you only got love, this can impact you heavily later in life. And it's so hard because I'm not a parent, but as my mom, how are you supposed to give me unconditional love when I'm like screaming and like messing up all the time? It's hard because you want your child to grow up with understanding boundaries and understanding what's right and wrong. And so if you're giving them love, I feel like love is, anyways, that's a different story, but I'm like trying to think about this here. But basically, let's say you got an A on your test, and that's the only time your parents are like, oh, good job, I'm so proud of you, I love you, versus when you get an F, they're like, oh, you're stupid, you never try, you're dumb, give you the silent treatment. That is going to impact you a lot more than you realize later in life. So a child who receives love conditionally learns a dangerous equation. I'm only worthy when I am performing, right? So this wires in contingent self-worth. This is self-worth that depends on external validation. And I talk a lot about external validation in my Daddy Issues series, which you can find on my Instagram, self.love.lexi. So go check that out. And if you're also on my Instagram, check out the free quiz I have. If you want to figure out the roots of the broken relationship with yourself, check the free quiz that I have in my caption. And you can see there a bunch of other courses as well, and my one-on-one coaching that you can apply for. Let's get back to business. So performing isn't even a character flaw. It's something that you learned. It's a nervous system that learned that approval equals safety. Body might read disapproval as a threat, which is completely normal in itself. Part 2, where it becomes a trap. So the cruel mechanism, approval you have to earn has to be re-earned forever. So I talk a lot about this vicious cycle when it comes to external validation, because it is like a drug. If you get it once, that's fine, you feel good, but all of a sudden the validation wears off and you need more and more and more and more. That's why when I was younger and I had a lot of self-worth issues, I would do more and more and more every time I needed some validation, and it was always by some men. Anyways, continuing on. There's also the I feel like I'm saying this wrong, but hedonic treadmill applied to validation in itself. So the relief of approval fades and you have to get on it again, fades, get on it again, kind of like that cycle I was talking about. There's also intermittent reinforcement. So when approval becomes unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes cold, you chase it even harder. This is why a lot of people who are like manipulative, consciously or unconsciously, use the love bombing tactic. So it's giving a lot, pulling away, giving a lot, pulling away. It works really, really well with people who have unhealed trauma, because it's, yeah, we're not going to get too much into that in this video, but it's not a good thing to do. Don't do it. Don't do it, and don't fall for it as well. Understand that. So that is exactly why the boss, who's occasionally pleased and often distant, is the one person you cannot stop chasing. There's also a deeper trap as well. So your worth you perform, worth you perform for never becomes worth that you feel, right? Because it's not true, it's not authentic, it's not true to you. I have another term for you as well, the false self versus the true self. So the false self is the people-pleasing mask built in to secure acceptance. The true self is who you are automatically. I like to ask my clients, who are you when no one's watching? For example, for me, my fake self, I had this mask of being really tough. And my true self, when I was alone, I was genuinely a softie. And I started to notice, like, why do I have this, like, rough exterior when I'm meeting people? But when I'm alone, like, I'm very, very gentle and playful and, like, more feminine. And so I had to ask myself that question. But point 3, how you break out. So step 1, awareness with everything. The first step is awareness of it. Name it out loud. I'm performing for somebody whose approval will never be enough, because you're going to keep chasing it. So just bring awareness to. Ask the question that breaks the spell. Do I even respect this person's opinion of me? Do I even like them? Step 2, locate the real root. So you're rarely chasing the boss or anything like that. You're chasing an old feeling of finally being enough and being chosen. Step 3, become the source. Become the person that you look to when you're feeling unworthy, and decide that you're worthy now. So once you start giving yourself the approval that you've been auditioning for, you validate your own effort. You become the person whose opinion matters the most, which is the most important part of this entirely. Step 4, let the rest fall away. Let the others fall away. So the trap was never about them. It was about your younger part of yourself still trying to earn something, trying to prove their worth. You know, if you're not here to perform, you are not here to perform for people who don't validate you, okay? You should only be validating yourself, and that is it. If you want to find the roots of the broken relationship with yourself, you can go to selflovelexi.org, and it'll be the root finder for free. The entire thing is for free. And if you made it to the end of this video, comment a white heart. I'm very appreciative of you watching this video. I was exhausted and I was so busy this week, I wasn't able to record. Sunday is the day that I post no matter what, and it's Sunday, so I really needed to get this video up and going. But y'all, I am so tired. I'm done. After this, I'm literally probably gonna have a nap or something. I am genuinely exhausted. But I'm grateful that I could do this, and yeah, love yourself as much as I love you.